Hi everyone, it's Vivi. Today we'll be talking about Frieren Season 3, the return of the legendary Magic Knight Rayearth, and a review of Champignon Witch. As always, stay tuned for a styling segment at the end of the episode where we'll be recreating Luna's look. The outfit codes are in the description below. Fans of Frieren will have to wait over a year, but Season 3 of Frieren Beyond Journey's End has been confirmed for October of 2027. This season will cover the Golden Land arc, one of the more fascinating looks into the psychology of demons and the relationship with humans via the character Mach. This arc will continue to be animated by Madhouse, with hopefully some involvement from first season director Keiichiro Saito. Mach looks downright menacing in the teaser visual, and I'm excited to see the upcoming trailer when it drops. If you're more into romance and sports, then you'll be excited to hear that Blue Box has finally announced the premiere date for Season 2. It's set for October 4th of this year and will be streaming on Netflix. There are some big changes behind the scenes this season, with Electric Circus taking over the animation and Daisuke Sako directing. We also got a look at our first new cast member. Yoshino Aoyama will be voicing Yumeko Goto, Chinatsu's former teammate and rival. This is an arc where we really start to see Taiki and Chinatsu's relationship shift, so I'm expecting a lot of heart-fluttering moments this fall. And for those who want a little magic in their life, the Magic Knight Rayearth remake is officially arriving October 2026. This is such a legendary clamp series, following 3 girls pulled from a Tokyo Tower field trip into the magical world of Sephiroth. We finally have our main trio's voices: Ayane Sakura, who plays Ochako from My Hero as Hikaru, Rumi Okubo as Umi, and Rie Takahashi, who played Megumin from Konosuba, as Fu. Speaking of magical worlds and high-stakes fantasy, let's dive into my review of Champignon Witch. First off, the art direction is absolutely stunning. The color palette makes the show feel like a fairy tale book come to life. It's whimsical and fantastical, yet grounded enough to keep you immersed. In fact, the art is so high quality that it completely makes up for the animation being a little lackluster in certain scenes. I'm particularly obsessed with Luna's character design and how creatively they use her mushroom magic. The setting and world building grabbed me from episode 1. It captured that classic fairy tale energy where heartwarming moments hide a darker, tragic undercurrent. As a total sucker for these kinds of stories, I do wish we had more episodes to explore Luna's backstory a bit more, or maybe move the plot along a little further, but I actually found the slower atmospheric pacing really charming. From here on, I'm going to be diving into a deep analysis, so if you want to stay fresh, skip ahead to the styling section. You have been warned. There's been some online chatter about the story dragging once Lizel is introduced, with some feeling that the protagonist shifted entirely around episode 6, from Luna to Lizel. We spend a lot of time in Lizel's head as he struggles with his magic, as well as his own feelings, and while the internal dialogue can feel a bit repetitive, I honestly didn't mind it at all. Think about it. The poor kid is living with only fragments of a life because his negative memories are constantly being wiped. Since Luna is cleansing that poison from him, he isn't just stagnant magically and emotionally, he's physically not growing, and in some cases he's getting younger. It makes sense that he's stuck in his own head when there are such massive gaps in his memory. To me, the constant narration feels like he's writing in his secret diary, the only place those forbidden negative feelings can actually live. It's a tragic setup. He has the potential to become the end of everything, so he isn't allowed to let anger or sadness build up. But the catch is that without those darker emotions, you can't truly understand the beautiful things that drive us to be better people. Without sadness, you can't fully experience joy or love. Watching him lose his memories and be forced to live as a child is such a poignant way to show that loss of growth. There's a lot of similarities and differences between Lizel and Luna. Obviously, the two of them share a similar background in that they were both potentially cursed children who would become the end of everything. Luna was able to overcome it because of her own magical powers, whereas Lizel is having trouble with it because he's a white witch who is being taught by a black witch. And then, of course, in contrast with each other, Lizel needs to experience love, to fall in love, in order to get stronger as a white witch. Luna, on the other hand, cannot fall in love because love is poison to a black witch and it will make their powers go haywire. So you have this contrast between these two characters who both want to feel wanted by others, who want to feel appreciated, want to feel some kind of grounding. As for the rest of the cast, they're a decent bunch. Claude the Crow definitely gets a lot of screen time, but he's the tough love balance to Luna's softer nature. I wish we'd seen Gus the Wind Witch a bit earlier, though maybe his constant grumbling would have gotten old if he were in every episode. For me, even though Lizel did take up a lot of the screen time from episode 6, I still think Luna remains the heart of the show. Even though other people see see her as a threat. She's just a sweet girl looking for a connection. It's honestly frustrating to watch her help people who turn their backs on her or try to rip her off by charging her more for food, but that's just who she is. She finds purpose in her kindness. And while there were a lot of people who attacked Luna during the riot in episode 11, it seems like some folks were seeing her value a little bit, as there was some chatter among the crowd about how the air was cleaner around her mushroom. Now, will this continue? There's no way to know, but people do tend to fear that which they don't understand. And I think that's another theme of the story, is that not everything is as it appears on first glance or first hearing. You know, Luna, who is a very sweet witch who does her best to keep the town clean and purified from negative emotions, and who provides potions to the local alchemist to help other people with their ailments, as well as Lizel, who all the witches only see as a cursed child who will bring about the end of the world, but who is actually very sensitive, very caring, and who wants to know, wants to grow, wants to feel emotions, wants to understand the human condition, and again, similar to Luna, wants to make a connection, a deep connection with someone. I'm really hoping for a season 2, but if not, I'm headed straight to the manga to see what happens next. What about you? How do you feel about this season? What do you think about the switch from the point of view from Luna to Lizel? I'd love to know your thoughts. Let's get into the fun part. So Luna has so many great outfits, but today I'm recreating, to the best of my ability, the iconic look from the initial news release, as well as the first episode outfit. What do you think? Did I nail it? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to match the look, you can find the outfit codes in the description below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Champignon Witch, and let me know which of the big announcements we talked about earlier has you the most excited. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. Next week, I'll be reviewing A Gentle Noble's vacation recommendation, so hit that bell button so you don't miss it. See you then. Bye.